and gears. He's helping bring comfort through difficult years. Shop sales grow stronger with each thing he revives. Fueled by the time and heart he supplies. Turn the dials back, feel the vinyl crack. Retro Restore, leading yesterday's comeback. Charity powered with a mission so pure, bringing life to the past with every repair he ensures. So when you hear that hum in a quiet room, know it escaped its dusty tomb, thanks to Retro Restore with charity in his hands, bringing old tech to life across the land. Down at the hospice shop on a cloudy day, Retro Restore finds treasures tucked away. A silent radio, a VCR to tune, but in his hands they'll be singing again soon. Through shelves of stories where old tech sleeps, he rescues the pieces time didn't keep. Every fix he makes gives a little bit more, helping out the charity volunteers for. Turn the dials back, feel the vinyl crack. Retro Restore, bringing lost tech back for the hospice home and the people it aids. He restores every moment that yesterday made. From charity donations to his workshop bench, Retro Restore works with patience, never a wrench. A volunteer's heart in every repair, turning dusty old dreams into funds for care. A soda spark, a soft test tone, fixing memories someone once owned. Each repaired machine is a kindness shown, helping raise funds with every device reborn. Turn the dials back, feel the vinyl crack. Retro Restore, giving old ghosts a comeback. All for the cause he's committed to. Every revived gadget makes the light shine through. He's not just restoring wires and gears, he's helping bring comfort through difficult years. Shop sales grow stronger with each thing he revives. Fueled by the time and heart he supplies. Turn the dials back, feel the vinyl crack. Retro Restore, leading yesterday's comeback. Charity powered with a mission so pure, bringing life to the past with every repair he ensures. So when you hear that hum in a quiet room, know it escaped its dusty tomb, thanks to Retro Restore with charity in his hands, bringing old tech to life across the land.
Hello guys, thanks for joining. Obviously I wasn't going to do another stream tonight, so but I'm just trying to look for the part of this little bar top, and I can't bloody find where I put it. Obviously I've put it down somewhere, because obviously I was mucking about with OBS software, as well as I bought some of this plastic repair. But apparently this stuff's got a right kick to it, apparently, and I've got some black dye, so I might have to put some what's that in it, but I can't recall for the love of me where did I put it down. Obviously it was the bodywork, the bottom part of the bodywork for this that front, so you might have to just bear with us that front. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to just literally just run. Let's have a quick look. That's it. So let me have a look at the background. So I can play some background tunes, so while you can a little bit of loafing around. Let's just turn that volume down, because otherwise it's going to drive me up the wall otherwise. So yeah, so you have to just give us some low battery. Oh great, again now the battery in the watch is low. Batteries are crap, absolutely dire, they're not very great at front. So if you haven't subscribed, be grateful if you can give it a thumbs up, and because I've always got something retro to repair. That's why hence the name retro. It goes down well because I've got tons of it. As it is, I've already fixed the Atari. The Atari is now all done, but I don't know where the other half of that is. I'll put it down somewhere because I need this one finished. So you'll have to bear with us. It will be somewhere. I know it will be somewhere. Where did I put it? That's the biggest key. I can't recall for the life of me where did I put it. I didn't leave it out in the kitchen. Let me have a quick look. I'm glad that obviously I'm glad I found, obviously I've got the other parts. I was looking for me drill, found me drill, charged that up, that's all charged up at the end of the day. I've got all the capacitors for the Walkman. Hopefully I can get the right capacitors for them in front. So let's have a look to see. I just can't be for the love of me, where was that part from? That's really baffled me, because I thought I'd put it all up here, balanced. Clearly that's not the case, because it's not up here. They're bad hard drives. There's a box of that. No, it ain't of that bit, it's not on that bit. Wow, I mean, I cannot believe that's just gone completely bye-bye on that front. Obviously the batteries, I've got to put take the batteries out of that as well. Otherwise, I don't like leaving batteries in things. In Simon says, because I know they tend to go bad. Let me do that quickly. Bugs me, that does. I hate starting on projects. Oh God, everything I touch in this place just seems to fall apart. I'm not leaving the batteries in here. I don't know where the other bloody battery is. I had two of these. Where's the other one gone? Right, like everything else, At least I managed to get this partly working. Obviously, not the greatest, but she is. Let's take that out. Where's that key come from? Oh, it's come from under here. Cool. Let's bung the switch on there for a minute. Now this, we've got bloody cables running galore here. Where's all this lot come from? Bits from arcade cables. I've got bits for belts. That's the melamine. Got a converter. I was looking for my retro box. I found me Atari box. Bags. Filter. That's for an Xbox. Pretty sure that's for an Xbox. Oh no, that actually might be for a PlayStation 2. I've got a clean comp there. That can go up that piece. Okay. Cables. Cable. Absolutely just loaded with cables. Oh. And where's going? Where's my mixed table? Bloody box of cassettes here. Let's bung the rest of my cassettes in. Oh, that one snapped. Great, lovely. Put that down here. Lovely. Mini disc. Trying to find that other piece that I had. For the love of me, I can't find where that other piece has gone. I've laid it on top there and I cannot find it. I haven't got a clue. It looks like it's completely vanished. Wow. Right. This is a Wii U, but it's obviously got a problem. What's the card in it? Oh, I didn't even take the card out of it. I think I tried flashing it, and it can't be flashed. I think it's corrupt. It's bricked it, completely bricked. So it's that's not repairable, which is a shame. At least I've got one of my combat ones. That's one of the best bits. But let's just have a quick look in this box. I found the top half, I just can't find the bottom after that. And I did have it because I was working on it. But I've got everything in these boxes and I need to go through it. Ah, Pico. Yeah, sorry, bud. I weren't going to do another stream, but I'm trying to find the other half to that, and I can't find it. But obviously, I've had a bit of a tidy up on the table, so what I'm going to do is go through some of this stuff because I've got bits of everything in here. Look, a fucking disco ball. What? I was hoping to try and repair that at some point, but some of the bits have come off it. I've got half of a broken clip. I don't even know what's happened here. So I've got a broken clip. I've got a ribbon cable. Didn't I use that ribbon cable? This is an 80 pin one. I think that's what Russ should have used on that. I found my cassettes. under your desk. Oh yeah, it might be. Let me have a look. Yeah, I didn't think of that. I think you might be right. I was looking for it. I thought, no. I think you're lying to me. It might be under my desk. Because I know I put it somewhere. Got me records here. Oh, fuck. Pair of slippers. Hold up. It's like put it. Do you know what it's like? It's like it's like a magic hat. You know, like when you put things in, you put them in, and something else comes out. Just there, it sums it up. Yeah. You interested in an old radio? It's really old. It does. It sort of partly works. It's a really ancient one. I mean, it's not really like, you know, what's the name on it? It's got all buttons and the bits on it. Let us know. I thought I did see it under here. Yeah, I thought it was under my desk. I had a look under it. I think I had to move around now. I can't see it under here. It's not under the desk. All I got is fucking power supplies. I've got a box of power supplies here. I never say no to old tech. That's all right. I box it up. I'll send it to you. Some tape vinyls are running out these days. I have one for each level. I mean, I found my box of records. I mean, that's one thing. I'll box the radio up. I'll send it to you. You can have the radio. Fucking slippers. I've got. Do you know what? I still got. I need tapes. Well, it's funny you should say that. How many tapes do you need? I'll send you some tapes. I've got. You should know what I'm like. I've got fucking boxes. I've got boxes. I'll send you. I also need VHS tapes. I can help you there as well. I've got some VHS tapes. Told you. You realise I work in a charity shop, so obviously it's going to go down well. So I'll sort you out. Don't worry, my friend. I'll sort you out some cassette tapes. And I don't know where that fucking top's gone. It's for the love of God of me, I just cannot find it anywhere. It's really bugged me and all, because I started on it. And then I thought, right, okay, let's tidy up, have a bit of a tidy up. And because what else can you fit in a box with a radio? I don't know. That's actually a good question. Come up with an idea. You're helping me to declutter. The only downside is I'm sending it all to you. Which is not ideal, because then you're going to be saying, fuck's sake, don't send me no more, I've already got enough. You've got a warehouse, so you'll be alright under that. I'm sure you can put it back, you can put part of that under you left under your desk. It's not under there, because I moved everything out. What I've done, I moved the arcade, because I kept kicking it. So I've moved it up this end of the desk, and I've put the other box. I've got a big box of power supplies there, brand new power supplies. I think they're off a Dell, and they're all cellophane, all wrapped up. I can fit everything into my warehouse. What you still have in your room? Well, at least give me my room back. That's one good aspect. I mean, I've not even gone to that other box yet. I mean, I've still got consoles I've not even tested. And they're right old ones and all. They're in the 1970s. And I'll show you what ones they are. And I should test them, really, because that's what I've got. couple of these. These are the original, and it's all boxed up. I've got everything in them. But these is the grandstand, like the old 1970s. I've not even tested these. I've done, and I've got another one in the box there, and I've got a dot matrix bloody printer there, and I've not even tested. I ain't even powered that up, that dot matrix printer. So, yeah, that probably would help if I had something to. I mean, obviously I can plug this. This is going to be. Yeah, as I thought it would be. It's got the gun in this one as well, by the looks of it. But me, I ain't seen one. This is in mint condition. It's in very good condition. Obviously, an old grandstand. The old bat and ball games and everything. Weren't these back? I think these were battery. You didn't need a power supply with these. You used to just plug them in, right? Yeah, look at. You know that ain't been used. Yeah, I had an old Panasonic KX Part 1 dot matrix printer. I don't even know what dot matrix printer that is. Look how clean that is. Now, you obviously, as this is never ever been used. It's probably been used once in its life, once or twice in its life. The rest has been boxed up, put up in a loft. That, I've never seen contacts brand new like that. And something this old, I'm absolutely surprised that is not tarnished. So, I mean, I'm not doubting for 1 second that it's not going to work. Yeah, it looks like it's, yeah, that battery compartment, I've never seen a battery, even this, look how clean that is. It's brand new, it's not even tarnished on there. I reckon this obviously, the controllers, I mean, it's so old fashioned, the bat and ball thing, that is older than me, and that is no exaggeration. That's over 50 years old. Looking at this, I bet this is about 71 to 73, give or take. It's made in Hong Kong, so it's obviously a cheap component on here. But obviously, we've got a power supply in there because it says on there external power supply. But I wouldn't be surprised. That's 70s. Yeah, I was born in 71. Well, I was born in 72. So. Yeah, I'm not. You're 1 year in front of me on that front. So that's what I said. Old school, proper Gen X. The reasons why I shout is because I live in an house where we're Londoners. Because I was born in West London, and the trouble is, up there, people didn't give a fuck how they talked, mate. I'd say you used to put your fist up, which is saying we didn't take no old crap. We just didn't. I think that's just the way we've been brought up. But we've been raised, obviously, like you stand up for yourself. You know, this is why I said the 80s really was one of them type of eras that if you fell off your bike and which I did, I've got a big hole in my knee where I come off my bike. And my mum just said, good, serves you right. You won't do that again then, will you? She had no pity, and I didn't go even up the hospital. And all the blood I had all blood pissing out, and I got a big hole in my knee. I had to have a plate put in at the end of it. But this is what I'm saying. This is what kids were like growing up. Yeah, they was the good old days, mate. I'm telling you, there's no, you scrape an elbow or break a finger or an arm, they just say, you deal with it. I ain't running you up the hospital. You come off it, it's your own fault. That's the type of background I've been raised up from, and that's, like I said, it may be a bit harsh, but that was the days that was like. So we didn't, obviously, not everyone raised was like that, but it was back in our days. Obviously, like everyone's days were different. So I've also got sort out at some point. I've got bits of these. I've got one of these hard drives in bits. And I've got to put it back at some point, and it was an Xbox 360. So, because these drive caddies, you can take the 2.5 hard drives out of these. We used to climb inside the old tractor tyres and roll down the hill. Do you know what? Even in the old days when look at. I think it was about, was it 82, 83? We had the big freeze in the UK, and we had the worst winter by far. And I remember we used to just get sheets of metal, bare metal, drill a couple of holes, bit of string, and we used to just slide down it. You don't realise how dangerous that was, but that was the type of era we grew up. Obviously, didn't give a flying hoot. Yeah, I remember that. That was one of the worst winters that the UK had, and it was right across. It was all across London and the southeast. It was everywhere. We had a really, really nasty freeze. It was even up. It was as far up as Manchester. I mean, obviously Manchester still gets it quite bad. It's like Scotland does get bad weather. Yeah, look, this was one of the hard drives I took out. Obviously, I needed a component, so I took the drive out because I wanted to drive. But I need to put another drive back in it because I've got a load more drives there. The only downside to that is you can't put these drives straight in and format them. These have to be partitioned. The Xbox 360 have to use a special partition. The amount of remote controls I've got a box of these things, all for different controllers. I've got bits of Xbox 360 stuff. I've got a bit for a laptop there, and I was looking for that. I think that's one of the covers for the back of it. So I'm glad I'm going through it. I will find that part, I guarantee it. What's this? This is broken DVD drawer. Laser is good. I'm going to have a stab in the dark. I'm going to say that's for an Xbox 360. Because they normally do have parts on that front. No, still got more controllers. We still load more controllers in here. Learning remotes. Just put all the remotes back in. Don't need the remotes. It's not in that box. I come across it. I can put that in there. Ah, I was looking for that. That's that's for my Epson projector. Keep that out. That's handy. I thought I lost that at some point. I'll do you a package. I'll mix up, put you the radio in, bung some cassette tapes and some VHS tapes in. What's in here? Ah, laptop keys. Ah, now we're getting somewhere. Well, I don't need to. Whatever that was an Xbox. That was a Xbox one. Let me get rid of the record and the bag. So I found part of the laptop, which I was looking for. Also found some keys, which is handy. So I can always put them back. So let's dispose of these. $8.10. So obviously the grandstand, I'll have to plug that into the TV and see it. I can't see why that shouldn't work. I mean, these things are bulletproof. They are really good. Yeah, I have an Hoover and a vacuum part bags for most of the makes and microwave parts, from the air fryer parts to TV parts, stereo parts, console parts, printers, kettles, salts. Do you know what? You're a man to my own art. You literally say just like me. Got a bit of everything. What I'm going to do, I'll go through the laptops, right? Obviously there's some good laptops there. I'll keep the working ones, and all the other parts. I'm going to also have about 500 printer toner's. Fuck, Jesus. Mind you, got a warehouse. There's no way you're going to be able to store that in your house. You just junk your. It'll be worse than my flat. You can imagine that lot all piled up everywhere. You just wouldn't have the room for it, and that front. So yeah, that wouldn't make sense. Yeah, what I'm going to do, Peter, I think that I'll go through them. The other laptop, there's an Acer one there. I'm going to keep the Acer and the other one because they have got a good thing in it, and I'm just going to send you the rest of the laptops over. I'll have to box them up because I need some of this stuff gone because they keep giving me stuff. Every time I get rid of it, they don't want, and then I'm taking it home, and obviously I ain't got a bloody room for it. This flat is quite big, but I can't move for the love of God of me. And I did have a lovely front room, not anymore. I can't. I mean, I can't even have my friends over because they can't sit anywhere because I ain't got a room for it. But I know you've got your warehouse, so whatever's no good to you, I'm sure you can strip them parts down and put them into your I'm sure you could be able to strip some of them bits down and put them into your recycling centre. So you're doing me a favour as well because I'm getting rid of it. I need it gone. I just want my front room back. You know. Don't get me wrong. I do love all this stuff and it is great, but there's only so much I can take. You know, obviously. Some of these things just get wild. They get out of control. I picked one of these up the other day, look. I forgot about this. This is a disco light. It's actually quite cool, look, I'll show you. Look how fucking, look how, where you based? Essex. Let me turn this off, look. It's really cool. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, it's really, really cool. I mean, I use this for discos. Someone threw that out. You know, literally, how cool is that? It'll just get a cycle, it'll go all different things. Oh, that's cool, yeah. Seriously, great. It's not voice activated. It just goes through a cycle of different things. But it literally make a great disco section. But can't believe someone threw that out. And all it had, right on the back of it, they broke the wire. They broke the wire up here, and it wasn't working. So all I've done was took the wire, cut the wire back and resoldered it to the board and put a bit of sellotape on the back so that don't happen again. But yeah, up and running. It's called a nice disco something. Yeah, absolutely really cool. I never seen anything like it. Yeah, about 200, I'm afraid to say I'm about 200 miles away from you. But yeah, too far. I'm moaned about driving all the way to bloody where did I drive to? I think it was Kings Lynn. It was basically it was near Kings Lynn, and that was a 2-hour drive, and that near enough wiped me out just for that 2-hour drive. I can't do that again. I used to do the big drives when I used to go over the continent, you know, but not now. I can't do it now. It's just too much. But, so. I still haven't come across my the bolts because I want to put that. I also want to put together the bloody Atari, the Atari ST. But for the love of God of me, I can't find the bloody screws and where all the bits are. Unless they're in that pot, they might be in it. Because look, I put all the screws in the pot, so there might be some screws to fit in there. I'd like to put that together because. It's just sitting in the corner, all in part, all in bits. Because I've put on there, one of them's got a problem with coloured lines. Oh, we are. Look, screws to the board. Oh, look. No wonder I can't bloody find them. Look what I've done. Look, I put the screws in there. Oh, for crying out loud! I could put at least put that together. I still ain't come across that yet. I'm gutted. Now I can't find it. Now I think this is the working one. believe I found that the controller. That was bonus, absolutely bonus. There's no, I thought I lost that. Delivered. Right, okay. So yeah, Andy sent in bits off, so my things should come tomorrow, hopefully. So yeah, this one is working. As far as I know, when I got it, he said that the hard drive won't work on this. On that front, because you can plug an external hard drive in, and I'm pretty sure that the external hard drive on it, you have to. I think it's one of these at the back. I forgot what one it was. I think it's this one here. This is for the external drive, or it might be that one. One of these is for the external drive that you plug it in, and there's a module here. Right, there's normally a module here, like it sits, but it looks like it's been taken out because someone's gone to the trouble of taking it out. But he said he plugged it in and it didn't work. So obviously, I can't see any work being done, but I can see work being done here. So someone's had a go at this at some point, because looking at that, these wires look like they've been reintroduced, so that these are not factory, and I could already see the issue. That the reasons why I could already see these already been recapped, and it looks like that's not normal flux. That obviously, if you look at this, if you look at the thing on there, you can actually see the difference. You can actually see the difference on the flux that's still left behind, the residue. So they look like they've took all these out, because that's not factory, and it's up here as well. So it's everywhere. It's only on parts of the board, but that looks like that's also been soldered. So again, someone's attempted that, so they must have had some issues. We've got a problem over here in the corner. This board does work, but they look like they've left all the residue and flux everywhere. So obviously, when you flip the board over, that was coming up all up this end. Yeah, is it? Yes. Let's double check. It looks like it was the reset switch, which is this one here. So the reset switch, it looks like they've had some issues, and they put another reset switch in at the end of it. So they've replaced that. So this board did have some problems at some point. But whoever socketed this must have had bad RAM. And the reasons why I say bad RAM is it's soldered directly. There's no sockets on it, right? Normally they have little standalone sockets, so you can take the RAM out and instep it. And the reasons why I say that is because, like you said, when you look underneath here, this is standard. These ain't standard. You can see the difference. Where this is lovely and clean, so that's the original banks of RAM, right? The 21 banks of RAM, and if you look on there, you can see all of the this solder wick what they left behind. And look, they put sockets on there. These wouldn't have had sockets on, so basically, they've obviously these would have been soldered directly to the board itself. But the reasons why I put ticks on, because I took all these out and swapped them over on the other board, because the other one's got the black screen. I'd come to the conclusion, the reasons why that's got a black screen, I reckon the issue is these. Because if any of these have gone bad, right, at the end of it, I don't want to unsolder these, because they're just going to be an absolute headache. Because you can imagine 21 banks of them with all them tiny pins. You've only got to break one pin, it's game over. So I'm not going to tempt fate, because this board's working. I know I've already got a working Atari at the end of the day, which is sitting over. He's sitting over there. But I really want to, you know, for the sake of this one not working, the the hard drive's not working on it, but I'll put a Gotek in. A Gotek will do the exact same thing. So you can sort of get around it that way. So I've done it with the Amiga. The Goteks are a bit expensive. They're about over £70. But you bung a Gotek in, game over. You ain't got to worry about disk drives. You ain't got to worry about floppies. It just totally eliminates it. So really, this is totally pointless anyway. So I'm not really bothered. But I really just wanted to put this back. And I thought it had a bottom shield because I've got the other one. So someone's done some work to this to an extent. So hopefully, now I can put this one back. But I've got to find. I've got the power supply. The power supply goes up here, and again the power supply was bad in this, and I fixed it. It's another one that I fixed, which I've put up here. This was the bad power supply, and I found out it was a couple of these caps, right? And when I replaced the caps, I got voltage going in, and it come up from here, because the way these work, these are the PSUs for the Ataris. These are known for going really bad. The issue that I end up having, right, this wasn't getting no voltage, absolutely nothing. I tested all around here, tested the IC, I was getting no power at all. You know I weren't going to come on, but I jumped on. Streaming in the same time as Road Home Fix. All I watch is all your streams. Cheers, bud. I know, I can't help it. You know what it is? It's just that I want to get through it, and I've got so much to try and do, and I thought, no one else is streaming. I thought, jump on. I mean, I ain't got nothing else better to do, and I found the screws for this, so I want to put the Atari back together and get this, you know, WAS name on it. So, yeah. Do you know how I found the problem? This was really hard to diagnose the issue, and I've come to one conclusion, Pico, right? And I kid you not, you're not going to believe what caused this power to shut down, right? Bad switch. It wasn't pointing towards it, but it didn't make sense, because if you look where the wires come, the wire comes directly, obviously you've got the 3-pin barrel connector, right, that goes in. It comes, you can actually see the wires. The wires go directly into the switch, then the 2 whites go directly to the board near the, you can actually see near the actual, the fuse. But that wasn't getting nothing. So I was getting no voltage coming out, and I thought, well, that's weird. So I pointed it down to the switch. I was getting power from the top end. I got no power at the bottom, and I went, surely it can't be a manky switch. I took the switch apart, right, and it was so gumped up in there. It was absolutely unbelievable. Nice to know you just watching and the job get done. I know, innit? Isn't it great? So yeah. I took it all apart, right? I was really careful. It's about cut connectors in there. I put my Dremel, cleaned it all up, polished it all, because they're like copper in there, the copper parts. The only thing is, I put the switch on back to front inside. So when you turn it off, when it's supposed to be on, it's off. But it's a small price to pay, because these are really complicated to take apart and put back, because you've got like ball bearings and you've got connectors sitting on top of it. And I think I've reversed it, but it doesn't matter. It switches on and off. As soon as I've done that, this power come alive and it booted up. I couldn't believe it, all for the sake of one of them. So, know in future, if you get nothing coming out, check them switches. They are bad. They are notorious from going bad. But at least I can put this back, and I've got the screws to actually put this all bloody back together, and say thank God for that. Yeah, my other Atari's right down underneath it, but that's the 520. This is the 1040. So this one, the problem I've got here, look, and the reasons why I say to you, look what they've done to here. Now look at this one. Right, this is where that hard drive sat for the connectors for the hard drive. They took them out. Look, the chips are all missing. So this one's got the chips in, but this one's got a black screen. It just boots into a black screen. Sometimes you might get a little bit of colour, but apparently I tried the shifter chip. This is called the shifter chip, right? I took the shifter chip out of this. I swapped all these over. Look, and you can see I've ticked them all. So I took the bad ones. I thought these were bad because I thought if any of these chips are bad, plonk them into the working one. That's why I bought a second board. Plonk them into there, try them. The only things I can't do is the RAM. And guess what? These ones I've got sockets on, so I can take these out. That one I can't because they're all soldered in, and I'm not going to desolder them, so I'm not taking them out. The other way round. So what I'm going to do is just order another bank of RAM, and then hopefully just swap them out because these ones have all got sockets on them. And because half of these, when I powered them up, some got warm, some was stone cold. And I reckon if any of these go bad, this can't complete a circuit because these act like an arcade. So actually, if this can't go through its BIOS, there's a BIOS chip on here. I forgot where it is, and if it can't complete, you won't get nothing posted. You'll just get a black screen, and it's exactly what I've got. One of these is a glue chip, and I forgot what the other chip. There's so many chips I can't even remember. One's the Gary chip, one's the glue chip. And that's it. This is the Gary, that's the glue, or something like that. On these can go bad again. Can display no post. The other way round. Oh right. The power supply? You mean? Yeah, you're right. It is the other way round. I thought it was. So hopefully, yeah, because it's got to go on there. But yeah, I only put it out on there for the time being because I've got to find the plate. Now this one, it's got a plate on the bottom. It's got a lovely plate, and it's soldered. You can't take it off. Now, obviously, this must be a different revision, but I can't take that off to obviously put it on there. Now that one don't have no plate, so all of the heat from the chips, I think they done that to protect the chips. So if it gets hot, it acts like a heat shield basically, so it disperses the heat over. This one ain't got one. See, this is a revision D. This is a revision A. So there's obviously different makes and models of these on that front. Bit gutted, but all I'm going to need to do is just buy another lot of RAM. But again, this project's been sitting around for so bloody long, and I forgot all about it. And I thought, oh, for crying out loud, that's what I said. I've got more projects than anything else. But this one's definitely been worked on. But it does work. Far from it. Hopefully, and now I can put it back together and just, because I'm not gonna desolder them. I'm just not gonna do it. It don't make sense. You take something working, and I know what happens with these. You take something out that's working, and then all of a sudden this thing has stopped working. I know how finicky these can be, and that's the only thing that I don't like about the Ataris, right? How dangerous these are working on. All of this is cold, right? What they call a cold section. That's all live. So all your 240 volts are running live. There's no shielding. That's all live. So you touch one component on there, you're going to get zapped and you'll feel it. Yeah, that happens a few times. I think that's a dangerous idea. Comparing these are mid-90s at the end of it. When did the Atari come out? It come out it come out just before the Amiga, didn't it? The Atari. I can't think of the top of my head. Actually, I can ask quick Google. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I think it was 90s. Black Friday sale. When did the Atari ST come out? June 85. So these are still mid-80s. So these are still mid-80s. The 1040 was 86. It's just said. So the 1040 ST, that's what this model, it was a year after. Wow. Now I would have thought that would have been early 90s stuff, but no, apparently not. So this is 1986 on that front. So a bit more of the old retro gear, actually put it back in. I've got to find the heat shield. I've got They look a bit yellow, don't they? Look how yellow they are. This needs retro brightening, really. Fucking made in Japan. It's literally made. Everything's made in Japan, and that's another thing, right? They put the controllers underneath, right? That was the only one thing that I didn't like about the Atari, right? Even though they made a cutout, they wanted to keep it slimline. But why couldn't you just put the ports at the back, or put one at the side there? I mean, all this was being wasted anyway. So the time this shield goes on, none of this was being used. I'm sure they could have put a port. I mean, they could have put one at the back here, or they could have put one at the. You know what I mean? I think that's again the way they designed it. Yeah, so this one's obviously screws for the board. Right, so this was screws for the board. So this, I know what this was for then. This was for the original, the one that had the problem. So I don't even know where the case is for that. Where's that gone? I can't even find that. Told you. It's like a time tunnel in here. Put things down, it disappears. It literally just disappears. You don't get to see it no more. That's it. Goodbye. You're not coming back. So I've got to put this back in. Then obviously I've got to find, actually, come to think about it, where's the bloody I've got to, yeah. I've got to find the actual, because there's ribbons here, and I've got the ribbon here for the disk drive. And again, these disk drives are known just like the Amigas. The Amiga ones were worse. They had 100% failure rate, the Amigas. Terrible. And you can't even find one that's actually working. In the end, I've given up. And they wanted like £25 for a broken one. And when one did come up working, it said it wasn't in great health and they wanted like £100. I went, that's fucking ludicrous. I ain't paying that. Not for. So I went down the route of, I took the drive out because obviously it wasn't reading the heads, and put a Gotek in, and it's still in there. The Gotek's still in. So, which is ideal. I've got to find that yet. Have we got some of these? Yeah, here we go. Here we go. There's the actual drives. I'll put them up there. So this one is for the 1040. So this one's got a problem. Won't work. Right, model 1040 ST, drive issue. So straight away, this one's got a drive problem. It's not reading. This one works for the S520 ST. So I could obviously put this one back in. Look how old they are with the old IDE cables. This one works, but it's got a sticky eject button. So this needs to be addressed. But looking at that, look at the size difference. So straight away, right, the 520 and the 1040. Can I actually use the 520? And I don't think I can use that 520 because I don't think that cable is stretched. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, it can. Yeah. But will the holes line up? I've got to line the holes up, obviously, because this thing's got a plate on. I don't know if I can actually take the plate off it and mount it on the 1040. Because obviously this one works, but it's got a sticky drive, sticky eject button. I'm sure I can sort the sticky eject button out. It's not a problem. So I might have to do a bit of modding. Take the 1040 casing off, put it on the 520. Hopefully, if there's the holes are not lining up, I can drill extra holes in to line it up, to mount it on here. Because otherwise I'm not going to have a drive for it, and I can't find the other bloody drive. And these drives ain't easy to get hold of. Not for the Ataris, they're not. So, because the other one on there, I took it out and I put a Gotek in on the Atari, and that's exactly what I've done. If you look at my other Atari, right? Look at my other Atari, see? This is the 520. So I've got a couple of Ataris. This was the original drive that was at it. So basically, you can see, I didn't cut it. I ain't done no modifications. I've left it purely as, you know, as close as I can. But obviously now, I can now run a Gotek through. I know it's not really designed, but you can fit it. It was a little bit fiddly. I extend the cable. I could buy another extension on it. I mean, obviously, this one, I retro brightened it. It was yellow, and it weighs a ton. It's really heavy, but this one's lovely, fully working. Even the drive, and that's the dish. That's the monitor. That's the hard drive. It says it on there, hard drive. So basically, this one's got the hard drive on it. Obviously, that one's been stripped out for some reason, but I retro brightened that, brought it all back. Looks really good. But that one I took out because it had a sticky drive and I would have put a Gotek in. So I thought, oh, that's all right. Put a Gotek in it. I can go down the route and buy another Gotek in this one. But for old school purposes, I'm sure I can come up with an idea because that button's sticking. So this wants stripping down and re-greasing. That's the only problem that's got. But I don't know if it'll fit because looking at that drive, it's quite big. Obviously, it must sit up from that point. And looking at that to that is a little bit of a difference, only ever so slight at the back, ever so slight. So it's going to be close. It will fit. I can obviously get it to fit, but I might have to do a little bit of modding because one, there's also a thickness grade. The 520 must be a slimmer drive, and the 1040 being much more of a chunky beast. But I don't, for some reason, I can't get no life out of it. So I could take it apart and have a look. It wouldn't hurt. But first things first, that let's put most of this back. I think that's what that's for. This is the power feed for these. Because look. Power feed goes into the power feed looks like it goes into the back of here, and it does. Yeah, see, clips in. So yeah, so that's the power feed for your hard drive. The ribbon, obviously, that looks like a 12-pin ribbon cable or 16-pin, 12 to 16-pin ribbon cable for the old IDE slaves. At the end of it, these put me in back in the days when computers were computers, you know. But I've got to tighten that up. So I'm going to bung these in first. So I'll come across that yet. For the love of me, I don't know where I put it. I will find it. Now I wouldn't be touching this because obviously that would have been live, and that would have given me a right buzz. I think that's the most dangerous idea going, putting a live power supply like that. Not ideal. Not ideal at all. Where's my tweezers gone? Jesus. So I thought, well, you know, there's nothing else to do, so I thought, do a little bit more. Do you know what? I do more streaming than what I do uploading. Obviously, I've got 70 odd videos to upload. It's going to be, yeah, plug it in and try it first, see if it works. Yeah, do you what, and see if it lights up. Yeah, it'll light me up more than quicker than anyone else. I can't find, so again, tidy up. And what happens? You tidy up, put things away, you can't find fuck all. Like literally nothing, absolutely nothing. Now where have they gone? I want my tweezers. I like working with tweezers. Oh, here they are. All down here. Cool. I'll put that in. That won't fit. So they're not the right ones. So they're obviously going to be, they could be for the longer ones. See, because I can't find nothing. That's what does it. If you put something in your Discord, in the PM, you could listen to it while I was thinking about using one of the Avavo ones. What to do? Oh right. Yeah, look, so it's them. So it's these type here. It's them big long ones. For some reason, that went straight through. Ah, I don't think that was right. Oh, I see. That's part for the casing, right? That's why it's gone through. Because look, they're hollow. So it's these ones on here. It's a song I was thinking about using for your Avo meter for your repair. Yeah, actually, yeah, go on. Yeah, go on, Pico. That'd actually be quite good. Because then, like I said, I don't have to have that loafing music keep coming out. Lovely. Give me a minute, I'll set that up. So let me go into Discord. I'll download that. That won't take long. I can do that. What, and just loop it? That should be. It won't be too bad. Here we go. Click download. Done. I've got really fast internet connection on here, so it's not really a problem. Right, come out of Discord, otherwise it's going to keep flagging up. Quick Discord, cool. So let me go into, where was that? Yeah, maybe listen to it first. That'd be alright. Or do you want me to leave this on? I'll listen to it first. Maybe I want to listen to it first. Yeah, alright then, no worries. So the main thing is I've downloaded it. I've managed to get it on there. So put this on. Screw these up. Yeah, they're these screwing lovely. Because I hate screws. Worms. Chat. He's off. Look what someone's done. I hate that. That's one of my biggest pet hates. Do you know what that is? Right? They've put the wrong screw in. Right? And I hate that because that near enough pierces right through. That's virtually on the verge of coming right through the case. So whoever put this together didn't put the right screw in this, and it's obviously popped underneath. If I didn't come in and chat, you'd say I'm a boring fucker. Yeah. I like to interact with people. Longer screws. No. Hot glue it. At least I found the screws for them. I was trying to look for the screws. Do you know what? If Borat. Oh yeah. I forgot Borat works now. Hot glue won't fix that. Now Borat's not coming up. Now why ain't Borat working? Now see what I mean? Touch Borat and it won't work. Fucking unbelievable. What's going on there? Hammer, mate.
Whoa, whoa. Oh la la.
You really broke it already.
Oh, well.
No, hammer
King
it
in the
flat.
castle, king in the castle. Have a chair, I have a chair. Oh, go do this, King in the castle.
With Borat, yeah, definitely. I'm really surprised at that. So I got to it. Yeah, that really annoys me when they do that. Literally, cannot believe they put the wrong screw in and butchered it. Fucking daylight robbery. They weren't shooting. I've got to be the only streamer that stream literally a bit of everything. People get bored of streaming. I love streaming. It's all part of the fun. Right, obviously, that's obviously got to go on there. If you didn't stream, you'd have nothing else to watch. Hold up. I think I've run into a problem here. Didn't this... When these supposed to be oh, you know why? That's got to come out. This has got to come in first. This has got to sit under. Look. That's got to sit under it. It's got to cut out. Oh, they've timed that well, ain't they? I can only put 2 screws in. Does that mean you're going to stream 24 hours? You know, I'll have my eyes hanging out the back of my head, and I've got to be up for work. So no, I probably won't. No, you literally won't. Some people do. They stream for 24 hours. I don't know how to do it. Actually, amazed. So I've got to take this out, right? So how are you supposed to put that in then? Oh, I see. Right, oh, right, makes sense. So you got to put this in first. What a load of rubbish. So I've got to put this in first, mount all this up, pull these out, right? So nothing gets done in it, because otherwise it won't sit flush. Bin. Yeah, bin. Put it in the bin. No, not my Atari. I've just found out how old it is. It's 1986. It's too old to bin. I won't do that. I want to save the consoles. I don't want to bin them. It don't feel right on that bit. No. Oh, yes, why? Because the bloody leg was bent down. I thought, what's up with that? Why is that not sitting straight? Someone's bent this out of shape, I could just tell. Really bad. 86, yeah, 86, 1986. I checked out. The Atari ST come out in 85. This was a year after. That was the 520, and the 1040, this model, come out in 86. I don't know how much the retail prices were at that point, but they probably weren't going to be cheap. Fuck me, this case is enough twisted. It's really twisted. It's like, I've looked at it. When you look straight, it looks like it's partly bowed. It's going sort of like a curve shape. Probably, I don't know how well you can actually see that. But I was trying to keep that straight. That's not straight. Yeah, she's an old girl. So obviously, but at least we can put the power supply in. But at least now I know the issues. If I ever get no power again, I'll go straight for that. I'll go straight for that switch. See, they don't think of that, do they? Obviously, you've got to put the shielding in. So how the fuck are you supposed to put this in with the shielding in at the same time? Who thought of that idea? It feels like to me the shielding is actually stopping it from going in. Because part of the case is bent. Right, it's in now. I can feel it. Right, okay. It is in there. Well, right, okay, cool. So we can put that. Oh, well, here's the other 2 screws. So, and I've got to put that back in. So now, obviously, this has to come out a certain way. I still don't like the idea of that being live. There's no protection, none. That's all live. Touch that, you're going to get zapped. You are going to light up like Santa. That's really high voltage all mucking around in here. I honestly thought they would have put a shield over this. So we can't put nothing down here. Hold up. So where does the keyboard plug in? Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, keyboard plug-in point. Right, okay. I thought, well, how the bloody hell am I going to plug the keyboard into it? This must be the keyboard connector. Cool. Oh, that dog's farted. Jesus, he's really dropped one. It stinks. Absolutely, it's terrible. These big dogs, then they fart and they absolutely stink you out. Oh, that's bad. I mean, that's really bad. That pump. Yeah, that's not nice. Absolutely, that's definitely not nice at all. Leaves a right aftertaste in your mouth. Yeah, definitely. That's alright. I've got me peach water. I'll buy the Vicks ones. I'll get these out of Tesco's. These are actually quite nice. It literally is bad. Stuart, how you doing, my friend? I'm putting together an Atari ST. That's how the chewy bits, lol. Why do you think I carry? Why do you think on there? I chat, chat. Is that my new nickname there? Because I chat a lot. That's. I can play Jane Fix for that. Jay. Oh, what are you supposed to do then? You're supposed to be a mute when you're doing your streams. You're supposed to sit there and not say nothing. I'm kidding me. I don't care. Whatever. If you can't have a laugh and joke on the bloody on the streams, don't stream. You know. At least I do more streaming than all the other streamers. Put it that way. I can't say that because I definitely do stream more than them. Andy does. He mainly streams in the morning. MK normally only does a few streams, but he streams late. And the other one is Aaron. Normally he does that, Peter. So yeah, you chill and relax. Well, of course, it hence the name at the end of it. So yeah, it does go down well, doesn't it? So I can't get rid of that smell. That dog's really dropped one. That's made me. The smell of that is more nauseating. And I even opened that. I've not even opened that up yet with the other stuff. Unbelievable. So, right. So can I put the rest of the screws back in here? I think I can, but I need the small screws. The small ones. Are they the small ones? These don't look small to me. My granddad used to say to me about making your breath and the quicker the smell goes away. He literally does. There's always a saying. This is why I've always said it at the end of it. You know, if you, what's the old saying? Say, you smelt it, dealt it. You know. Well, obviously that dog does, and he's obviously there's nothing wrong with his bowels, mate. Nothing. Absolutely nothing at all. So that's right, the smell's going there. It's sort of drifting away. I can sit there, I can't even concentrate. Jesus, he's bad. He's really got some bad. I'd say his Eternals are not. They can't be silent but violent. See, silent but violent. I was I use a scented candle. Yeah, but the trouble is, if I use candles, I burn the flat down. This is reasons why I don't like candles. The last candle I used, I forgot, and it melted. I put it on the plastic plate, and I thought, oh, that was all right. I thought, leave it on there, and I left it in the kitchen. I thought, cool, I smell plastic burning. Went out there, yeah, the plate was on fire. Lucky enough, I managed to grab it quick and shove it under the tap. Fucking glad I didn't go out and left it. I come back to no flat. So yeah, I won't. No. So yeah, I won't do that again in a hurry. But I learnt the hard way on that front. So I thought, no, candles are frightening. Just don't bother. Jesus. What do you think? I drink loads of water. It just helps. It helps to flush through your toxins. Well, there's probably more plastic. There's it literally is. Yeah, it's just okay. Just buy an air freshener. Well, actually, that's true. Yeah, and then breathe in the fumes for that. Do you know what? There's more microplastics in this bottle. I must have had like 3/4 of an ocean flowing in me by now. God, who says you don't? You definitely don't get a laugh when you come on the stream. Never a dull moment. Well, they said they call me Chatterbox. Yeah, that's all right. I'm got magic from his asses. Yeah, I date to think. I really just like to think. So, obviously, these screws are going to be too big. Because I don't think the time that I go through, I'll try one. I don't want to go right through and pierce it. No? No, they're fine. Absolutely fine. So I can use them. Cool. Cool as a cucumber. You're actually, it's like I said, you come in here and you have a right old laugh, and that's what it's all about. Just come in here and just be yourself. Don't be an old fart. Look, remember, I'm like Pico. We're literally, you're old school. When you're old school, you're old school. There's not a lot you can do. Yeah, I'm an old fart. You're literally in here. So come on, worms. How old are you? Come on, will it? I'll fill it. I'll fill it. Well, as long as you don't follow through, that's all that matters. Otherwise, you will be in trouble. You know you're going to run for the. You know you're going to be running for the Kazi for that front. 97. All right, but are you literally like me and Peter? Are you a Gen X? That's all that matters. You have to be below a certain age to be a Gen X. 97 is still badly. Yeah, actually, yeah, he's still a baby. See, like I said, a proper Gen X mate they don't tolerate. They know how to be from 97. So that makes you into your. That would be from 97. Actually, let me go in here. I'm an 81 baby. Let me have a look. I'll do a quick calculation and I'll tell you exactly. I won't say it. I'll keep it a secret. Yeah, you are. Exactly. 195 in the 1980s Gen X. See what I mean? It's like you said. But we're past the Gen X stages, me and Pete, I'm afraid to say. But that was in our peak times. Obviously, the days we was born, it was completely different than the growing up in the mid-80s. But yeah, it does make you laugh though. But yeah, you are. You're still a bit behind us yet. I mean, 1965 to 1985 is Gen X. Oh, is that how they calculate it? From 65 to 80, so that's the Gen side. Yeah, actually, where everything's awesome and we cough. Yeah. Cart. Awesome cart. Back in the old days. Yes, I'm afraid it was. So I can't put no more screws in. This is all tied down now, so that's cool. Shield's on, obviously. Hold up a minute. Something's not right. Oh, right. So it goes this side. That took my driving test on a Shetland pony. Fucking hell. Bloody hell. That's unbelievable, isn't it? So, yeah. Goes to show how literally when we used to grow up, things used to do. Yeah, but I've got to admit, that's the reasons why I've got back into the old retro stuff. Because don't get me wrong, I don't mind the modern gear. These things are too intrusive. I've got to admit they are. They're clever, but these are going back to the old days where you have to type in, especially that BBC Micro. It's 1979. You know, it's literally that's the earliest one I could ever go right back to. yeah, the Millennium worms, yes, definitely. But yeah, typing all these things in, you know, these things weren't just plug and play. You know, not like today where you just turn the cartridge on. So yeah, obviously, so this has got a bit of history. Yeah, but I am old. Yeah, well, you're sort of getting there. You're catching up to us. Not yet. You still got a few years left in you. So, you know. But when you get to us old timers, that's it. It's you know, you're waking up. All of a sudden, you wait till you reach on that. Yeah, the BBC was not a saying when I was born. Well, why do you think that? I mean, I've got my BBC Micro, but I've had about 3 BBC Micros. That was the best one that I got. Obviously, I didn't know nothing about repairs at the time, but they was notorious with them bloody power supplies because I kept the power supply for it, and it's down here. And I took it out. I ripped the guts out of it. I've got it here. And this is the power supply for the BBC Micro. This is not in it because I won't put this back in. I've recapped it. It all works lovely, but the amount of heat this gives off, it's ludicrous. It's so hot, right? You can, kid you not, if I put a fried egg on this, it would cook a fried egg. That's how bad it got. So I had to find a cleaner and safer power supply, and lucky enough I've done a bit of modification and now it runs beautiful. Yeah, the BBC Micros are always going hot. Yeah, but this got extremely hot. I mean, when you used to put, that's why they had big thick, if you look on the Micro, it shows you on there, which is on this one. This is my baby because I've recapped her and she is fully 100% restored, bless her. So obviously I've done a lot of work to this, and I grew up obviously back in the days when I was learning programming at the days, and my programming all come from this BBC Micro. And obviously the power supply run up here, running parallel, right? So that's where the power supply run. This now can run on a PP9 battery, right? So let me flip it around, you can see it better. Right, so now she runs on a USB Type-C. So I've done some modifications. I can open it up. It's only a couple of screws, and I'll show you what I've done to it. And what I've done some bypassing, and there's no circuitry in this now. So you can run this now on a 5-volt battery, comparing all the way from that big chunky power supply. So even though I've recapped this, I've got this one working again because it blew up. It went bang. Smoke come out of it. Lucky enough it didn't take out the components, and I can't keep having that because it's the rifter caps that keep going. So I thought I've got to come up with an idea, and lucky enough someone 3D printed a plate, and now I can run it on a USB Type-C. Yeah, when they go bang, they did go over bang. I'm afraid they do. But this one is special. The reasons why this one's special, because it's actually got the Econet chip. To get the Econet, this is what you used to give you the teletext. So when you used to go on back in the, I'm really going, like I said, so when you used to go back on the 80s, the teletext used to have symbols. It was run by BBC Micro. This is why the Micro is so dear to me, because not only did I learn on this, but it was one of the best all-time computers, because this was in fighting with the ZX Spectrum. Obviously, Clive Sinclair wanted to bring out a computer, the ZX Spectrum, which I've got. I've got a couple of ZX Spectrums down here. I think I've got about 3 ZX Spectrums, and this running PAR. And what it was, these were going to be running into, if I remember correctly, Clive Sinclair and the BBC. This was obviously Acorn Computers. Acorn owned BBC at the end of the day, and this wasn't going to be called the BBC. This was going to be the Acorn. It was going to be called the Acorn Same, but they changed it right at the last minute. So they actually did get it the British Broadcasting Corporation, because guess who bought the rights? The BBC. So the BBC actually bought the rights to the British. That's why it's called the British Broadcasting Corporation, the BBC. So they bought the rights to it because they see potential, and they said they was going to put this in every single school going, because there was a fight between the ZX81 and the ZX80, right? And they was going to actually fight alongside each other, a bit like the Blu-ray and the DVDs. And this is how this war won, because right at the last minute they couldn't get a working prototype. Right, what it was, someone wrote the code for the BBC Micro, and right at the last minute, as the British Broadcasting Company come in, they cut one of the wires. And if you watch it, it's called Micro Men. It goes right in depth. It goes on for about an hour and a half, but it tells you about Clive Sinclair and Acorn, because they used to work for Pfizer. But they literally, this never existed. This never really was going to go into school. So that really was, it was a touch and go situation, but they pulled it right off at the last minute as the British Broadcasting Company come in and wanted to get the rights to this because they see potential on it. And it worked, and they put it in every single school. Clive Sinclair lost out. He lost millions on that. They raised so much money, but you couldn't buy these. These one there. Yeah, it was about, these were 500, that was cool. So you couldn't go in a shop and buy a BBC Micro because these were school education only. Yeah, the schools linked together, the team destructing code. The team was not realising that they leaked. Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So really, these machines, obviously, these got phased right out. When did they have these? Right up to the early 90s? Probably would have, before Windows 95 come along. So really, from 1979 all the way up to about 1993, 94, these started to phase out. So yeah, definitely late 80s. But yeah, by all means. But this one's different because it's got the EcoNet. And you can't get these ones. Oh, early 90s. Early 90s. So yeah. So yeah, it probably would have been early 90s. Before they start getting phased out. But this one's got the EcoNet because if I had a modem, you can buy the modems for these, but if you had the modem, I could rig up what they call a telecom. You have to create a virtual server. I can get teletext to come up on this. I've got, and the chips in there for the teletext. So again, you can't, which don't exist no more, because obviously it was switched off from the server. But you can create a virtual server, and what you can do, you can send a virtual server over to one of the things on there. Teletext don't, it doesn't exist. Well, not now, no, but you can. This chip, this BBC's got it. It's got a teletext chip in. This is what I'm saying. If I wanted to put the teletext up, I have to create a virtual server, like from a computer, run it through the port, and then I can send it back through the TV, and I can actually type in, because the BBC was run, the teletext was run from a BBC Micro. That's how they run it through their server. So all you can do is just create a virtual server, and this one's got the chip in it. So I can actually rerun teletext. So, which is very rare, and they don't come with the teletext chip in. That one did. I think someone buggered up. But that one there, they didn't realise what they sold, because as soon as I see that teletext chip, one of them chips sold for £300. just for the chip alone, working. That one works because I tried it, but you have to use another BBC Micro. You can't do it from any other thing on it. So yeah, I've got heads up with the Advance. So there's nothing on the TV, but that's what I'm saying. You know, but so I mean, like you said, teletext was always the thing, innit? People used to say, "Oh, what's this old crap?" They don't realise it was running on the Micro. The Micro was one of that's what I said. It was an absolutely fantastic machine. So, can I put this? Yeah, I can put this keyboard on. Unbelievable, now, isn't it? Literally an old machine like that, still got the teletext chip in. I'll open it up. I'll show you. I'm not going to bet it. Yeah, it's got the chip in it, and it's very rarely they come with the chip. Called old technology. Yeah, it is. I think it's one of them things that you'll never ever get to see ever again. Never. It's such a shame. Right. Well, the keyboard's in. What I'm going to do, I'm going to power this up to see if we get a light. Right. I'm not going to touch that because that's going to be hot. Because there's a lot of voltage running through that. Obviously. Now the 1040, I've got the monitor to one of these as well, which is really hard to get hold of because you can't get the monitors for them. But the monitors only fetch about 50 quid. They don't fetch a lot. Yeah, unbelievable. If you know how to get around to all the stuff, it's actually really cool tech. I love all this old stuff. This is right up my street. Absolutely love it. Right, well, that's obviously, that's not for that. No, that's not for that one. Not for that one. I'll find one in a minute. Give me a minute. Yeah, I've got one here. So I want to see if this powers up. It should do. Should get a little orange light come up in that. Yeah, you wouldn't believe that, would you? Teletext. But mate, how long's teletext been switched off? A long time. Every time I used to boot up with Ferguson TV, I had a really old Ferguson TV. It took ages to warm up. I mean, it works. But it did make me laugh. Right. Red light. Oh. Now, obviously, it's killed the fucking power supply on it. Right, hold up, mate. Desktop cam. Uh-oh, screen alert. We've killed the overhead camera again. Right, we're back. Fucking, why does it keep killing the camera? What is up with it? As soon as I switch it on, it freezes. So we did get a red light, right? I've got 2 motors, 120 motors. I've got 110 rows. So we look like we've got a little red light on here. So obviously this one's working. So we've got a power on this one at least. But the power on this switch on there is back to front. But it don't matter. It does work. We've got nothing on the drive yet. We shouldn't do. But if I do shift and enter, or shift alt and enter, but obviously it ain't because it can't power it up. But normally try that code in your micro. Yes. Do you want, yeah, I can power the micro up. It's not a problem. It's not. I can show you it all working. That's cool, that micro. I've put a chip in there. 10 motor 0. I love that micro. I've done, like you said, I've really modded it. I've done a right good job on it. It's one of my best. I think that's got to be one of my best masterpieces by far. And I had a couple of them. I sold the Hospice give me one of them. Right. Why ain't that going in? No, that's something's not right here. Hold up. Oh, there you go. It's back in. So yeah, so obviously this one I've got to put the drive, I've got to put the optical drive, sort the optical drive out, but at least I've got another 2 working Ataris once I sorted that one out. Obviously I've got to get the other Atari working, then I'll have 3 Atari STs, then I can, oh, what's that? Oh, there's a bit of plastic there. Where's that come from? See what I mean with plastic? It just falls apart. Absolutely dire. I've got to find the micro. I've got to find. I'll open it up and I'll show you what I've done inside it. She's a bit of a beast. Now this one I put a chip in, so if you see a cable here in the user port, I've modded this one. This one's got a mod in. Well, what will that do? What, the mod gives me all of the games. I don't have to worry about. I've got a floppy disk and I've got floppy games with it. Do you know what? Even the bloody games end up being expensive for this. If you have a look on the BBC Micro side, if you type in BBC Micro on eBay, one disc fetches like silly money. It's just ludicrous. Everyone fights for them. Well, I've done one better. I took it. Even though I've got to work it. That drive wasn't working, and it ended up being a faulty lead. The lead was faulty. It wasn't making proper connection to go to the actual disk drive port. So I was getting partial feed. I wasn't getting full feed. So what I ended up doing, I ended up just saying, oh, I just sort of done away with it completely. Now, obviously, that is for that piece. So I'm not taking that out. I think it's only 2 screws. There's not a lot in these. But I restored this. She's back to full glory. Hold up. Oh yeah, that's why. I forgot. You've got 2 top ones up here. So yeah, big old computers. These weren't nothing to sort of like lounge around, but this one's got the full chip setting, and these are enough hard to get full chips, especially the Teletext chip. You won't get it. If you do, they're ultra rare. This one, I think they sold it because they sold this as non-working. Paid 150 for it, not working. I know, because I know these computers inside out, I knew exactly what it was. No, obviously the power was dead. There was no power to it at all. I'd like to get a master. The master's the one to go for. Obviously it's got more RAM in it, and obviously, but the masters fetch anywhere up to about 500 quid working. So what I've done on here, you can see now what I've done to the micro, right? Ripped the guts out of it. So obviously not got that big massive power supply, which is this old beast. This is that would have sat in there, right? So that power would have sat in this gap here. So what I've done, got a board from PCBWay, right? Because most of this board on there, thinking about it, it's not difficult. All this board regulates there. It don't even run at 12 volts. It runs at 5 volts. I kid you not. All these run on 5 volts. It's just over that. The fun of cutting that and putting that in a Discord. See. So what I've done, I've got a board from PCBWay, right? Put a few capacitors in, right? So it's really low voltage now, right? I made some connectors up, cut them all, and replaced them because 5 volts. You have 5 volts going in, negative. So you'll have 5 volt and negative 5 volt, right? So you have to have 2 5 volts going into this board. That's not earth. Don't run away. That's earth. That's not. That's negative 5. It's a bit weird how they've done it. The old sort of like some of the arcades use negative 5 when I used to work on them. So the 5 volts, so you have 5 volt red, 5 volt negative, and then you'll have This one, you'll have one odd colour coming out, which will be, normally it's purple, but I think I put it in, oh yeah, it's blue. That one is the only one, it's 6 volts, right? That's a 6 volt rail. So that's the idea of that circuitry, right, at the end of it. But most of all that feeds the keyboard and all that 6 volt does, it powers all of this section up. So keyboard, speaker. And there's no volume on the speaker. Now, if I remember correctly, there's also the actual BBC doesn't produce colour. It's black and white, right? And I'm not kidding, but there's a mod on here that you can do. Oh, it's froze again. For fucking crying out loud. Right? And there is a mod you can do to turn this into colour, right? I'm going to punch that in, right? I'll boot it up. I'll show you guys, right? Because there's nothing wrong with this. If you ever do get your hands on one of these, right? There's a little mod you can do with a little jumper connector. It's right up here in the corner, right? Every single BBC Micro will be standard, right? It's obviously got you've obviously got these are your PGA Logic chips that run the actual main thing. The BBC, the actual teletext chip is here. This is the teletext chip. You will not get this chip, right? This is what runs teletext. All round here will be missing, including that. That will not be there, right? It will be desoldered from the board. There will be no socket on any of this. You won't see any of these chips. This is all to do with teletext. That is why the EconNet connects to the network. That is why it's hard to find one. Even the BBC Masters won't have that chip in. So whoever sold this didn't realise what they had. Yeah. So, and the board here, here's the chip, right? That's the chip I put in. That's the mod. So now I can run what I've done. I've run a little card onto that, right? Put a resistor. I've run the card from the resistor straight to the chip, right? So obviously it gives it extra power. Took it off the 5 volt. This is what I've done to it, right? At the end of the day. And now that runs all my games, literally all of this. If I take it out, it is a 2 GB card, and it's got every single game that the BBC can throw at it at the end of the day. And it runs on that. So all I've done was a bit of mask. I'll use a bit of caption tape and run it through a capacitor. That's why I love these machines. Yeah, absolutely. They are blinding to work with at the end of it. So yeah, like you said, but you won't get one with all these in there. That's really hard to find. So whoever done that ballsed up big time, and they didn't realise. If they'd have known that, they could have got £300 on that chip alone. They just didn't realise it at the time. I'm going to tighten these up because they was a bit loose. Let me just tighten that chip up, and then I'm going to boot this up, and then I'll punch the code in, and we can do some old school. We'll go back to school. We'll punch some up. I've got my capture card. Hopefully we might be able to capture something. If not, I might be able to connect it up to the portable TV, and we can do it on there. Right, now you've looked inside it, but that's how I bypassed it. I've done all that myself. So cool. So and like I said, and I retro brightened it, took it all back to the retro brightening. But if you can get your hands on one of these, grab one. They're brilliant. These are really, really good computers. But you can pick these up for about 100 quid. I've seen them for about £100 on eBay. But you might have to fight for them. Tops you'll pay would be about 150 to buy one of these. I paid 175 for this one, obviously, because this one come with that disk drive. But when I opened it up, I nearly fell off the chair because I thought, I can't believe I've hit the jackpot due to that chip. And I thought, bloody hell, if they would have only known, they wouldn't have sold that for £175. So There's only one downside. What I've done to this that I can't use. I can't power up the 12 volt. If you have a look on here, that power supply gives you 12 volts. Tells you the power routes, right? -5, +5. This is what I'm saying to you on the board, right? Also, there's a 12 volt rail that was producing out, but it only comes out from here. It wasn't going to the board. All that goes to that board is -5 and +5, and then it's a 6 volt rail coming off from the power supply. That's all it was producing, 6 volts. So even 5 volts will pull it, but it'd be push on that front. But they didn't. That's the only thing that does. All that gives you is the power for your disk drive. That's all it gives you, the 12 volt rail. But I'm not bothered about that because obviously I've done a mod for it and run it through that side. So what do I need? Where's me? Let me see if I can sort some leads out. And we'll plug her in, because you can run these on anything, and it's obviously USB Type-C connector. What emulator can you run? No, it ain't an emulator. It runs all the hardware. Literally runs from the original BBC Micro. So all that gives me, that chip, all that gives me is it just runs every single game if you've owned it on floppy disk on that. So. Because this is the original hardware, it doesn't run on emulation, it just runs on all in chips. So hopefully I've got to try and source yes, actually I know where to source this. We've got to be so USB Type-C to USB Type-C. I'm going to plug that in here, which this will give me. Don't think that's going to be enough. The famous beep. I've got a light. So if you turn it on, so if I can do shift lock brake, that obviously resets to shift lock. That what I've just done on now, that shift lock goes into that mode for that chip. But if I turn it off, turn it back on, the old famous beep. Literally beautiful sound. Absolutely love that sound. That really takes me back to the old school days. I haven't booted this up for ages, so it'd be a blast to actually play it. Actually, now the only downside of these, I've got one of these. I've got to convert that into one of these. So HDMI, obviously this one's coming out. That's the output. I've got to put the BBC straight into this. I did have the lead. Yeah, good luck trying to find the fucking lead. Yeah, you know you're gonna have troubles. I've got boxes of leads fucking strewn everywhere. Now I'm gonna struggle trying to find a lead for it. But I thought there was a lead that I dug one up earlier. Because I went, what's this lead? At the end of it. It might be under all of this took. No. And remember, if you remember correctly, the BBC Micro don't just run on floppies. It runs on cassettes as well. So it was 2 in 1. You actually had a triple bonus on these. You know, the tapes, obviously the tapes, now I've got a big box of tapes for the BBC Micro, but I don't need to because I've got the chip. But, you know, running the BBC Micro through the cassette, the chips, the actual cassette's going to degrade because of the carbon off the tape, which is not great. Why can't I just find nothing? Why? I mean, is it just like you put things down and you're just thinking, yeah, that dude, just put them down. Yeah, what's that one there? No? Good up in there. What's that one? I've got a SCART there. That one goes to SCART. He's looking. Yeah, right, okay. Hold up. No, is that one for the I don't think that's that one there. It's not for one of these pins. No, RGB. I've got to find the RGB one, which is this one. So that's not that one. I've never seen that one before. I don't know what that one was of. PlayStation. That's not in that box. You get that one. Yeah, ain't that one. Ain't that one. No. You've got a clue where that one is. Yeah, I'll do it. What's that one here? No. No. Give us a minute, guys. I have got one. Ah, what's this one here? No. Is that a 4-pin? That's a 5-pin. That might be alright. Can I put that one in? No. So no, I can't use that one on there. No, that one's not for that one. For crying out loud. You have to have a specific pin. Lol. The colour changes, the one locks to the main number at the end of the day. It definitely is. Oh, I found the Atari. I actually found the Atari controllers. They're sitting over here chilling out. That's handy. That bloody nuisance. What can't I find the button? It really drives me up the wall. You know when you know you've got them, but where? Yeah, good luck. Yeah, where? Can I use, what's these ones up here? Can I use them ones? No. That's for the Commodore 64. Can't use it. Oh! The actual BBC Micro, I'll have to check that box because I've got another box down there. That BBC Micro uses a specific connector. So, no, that's for the Laserdisc player. Let me go through this box. I've got a big box of leads in here. I think these are pound supplies, aren't they? They look it to me. Oh, that's a shame. Oh, no, PlayStation. Yeah, I'm crying out loud. Seriously? Well, they're definitely not in that box. This is why I'm really unorganised on that front, because obviously I've put the bloody leads down for somewhere. I mean, I've got tester kits. I wonder if it'll be over in that corner. Let me have a quick look. Ah, there's the controllers. Well, I found the BBC controllers. Nice. Well, they've got to be over here, because this has all been BBC Micro stuff. what's on that box? Let's have a look. This empty box. Give me a minute, guys. I'm trying to sort in the corner. I've got a couple of spare chips here. Well, they're power supplies. Well, I found me floppies. I can't find the lead for it. But I found the controllers. Oh, that's a shame. What? Fuck's sake. Aladdin's cave. He's literally, well, comparing, I'm trying to step over half of this lot and not, you know, literally just saying, wait a minute, because it might be over there with all the Spectrum gear. And I put all my BBC stuff, it's all stacked up. So I'm trying to get round to, you know, not treading half all that lot, and I've pulled half of it out. But the dog don't help because I keep slipping on his toys and going flying. So obviously, but I found the controllers for him. Well, I can't find fucking lead. But it's Aladdin's cave. Jesus. Yeah, you should have seen the tour of his stuff. Yeah, don't. Yeah, you know how bad it is. It was chronic. The balcony, I can't even get to the balcony. It's absolutely busting. It's like, this is why I say to you, and they keep giving me more stuff. I went, I don't want no more stuff. I've got enough. So I've only got a flat. I'm running out of room. Actually, I could send it round Pico's. You should see all my stuff. Yeah, no disrespect to you, Chill. No, it's all right. You know what I mean. I'm glad to show it off to you guys. You probably ain't seen one of these for fucking ages. Yeah, but I can't find that bloody lead to it, and I'm gutted because I have got it. Yeah, but where? It's like you said. It's like Aladdin's cave. You touch something. I'm gonna find it. I like to show you guys the old BBC micro powering it up, but yeah, you can always tell my streams always go down well. yeah. I'll give us a minute. Let me dig it out. You know, at least you have a warehouse to fill it all in. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you'd fill your warehouse up. Mind you, you've got a big warehouse, so yeah, it probably won't actually fill it all up, but it'll take a big portion of it up. I'm going to go through all these power supplies again, because I think that won't be that one there, will it? I think it might be SCART. Look, I think that is it, but it's a SCART one. Let's double check. I bet it is. I bet it's the bloody one for the VG. It's got a really weird RGB connector. If that fits. Fuck's sake, look, it fits it. So it's Poxy SCART. Right, I'm going to have to bring in then. You know what that means, don't you? I'm going to have to bring in the monitor and then plug it in the back of that. Right, but we can plug, at least I found the controllers. So I can show you guys. So I know you wanted to see the old, you probably ain't, when did the last time you ever see a BBC Micro up and running? You tell me, and I'll show. It's a shame I couldn't stream it because I've got my OBS software there. Oh, I'm out of breath now. Fucking hell, that's actually got to me. Digging half of that out. It's been a right episode. It is true, isn't it? I mean, you don't realise how much you've actually got, and you think, oh, don't. It's massive. It's massive amounts. So I'm going to put that back. Just go and grab that. Just go and grab that TV over here. Bloody had to be a bloody SCART one, didn't it? this as well. I've got the little portable. You need a bigger flat. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, well, you're not wrong there, are you? I mean, you know, definitely. There's no two ways of saying. You know, you're thinking, Jesus. But I had to keep taking bits because obviously obviously I've got so much gear. I'm still trying to get through it to the bedroom. I mean, today I sold 3 items today, and I raised £140 for the hospice. So actually, I was quite pleased with it. Chill and relax. There's a rabbit downstairs in a flat. It's literally. Yeah, that was a funny stream. Yeah, don't. Yeah. Worms. So obviously we got one of these mental plugs for the controller. So let's plug the controller in. The controller port. No. Great. The only user port I want to use, because this goes under the user port connector, is connected to the fucking chip. Lovely. So I won't be able to use the bloody for crying out loud. It's the only thing. Can I plug it in at the back? Oh, that's alright, I can plug it in at the back. I can use the analog in. You can use 2 ports on these, right? Which was on the BBC Micro. There was a port underneath the user port. You can use that or the analog. That's it. That's all you got. You haven't got no other choice, and you can't use it on anything. So this is going to have to be the old school wires. In spite of the text that was killing me in tears. Well, I made it. At least it made it interesting, didn't it? So that's one aspect. You got to look at it. Oh fuck no, not the controllers now. What's going on here? Right, here we go. We're back in business. Right. Obviously, I'm going to switch her on. Right. Oh, well, first things first. Let's power the TV up. Let's go and grab the because it would help if I put it in SCART mode. These are, like I said, don't see the old Ferguson TVs. Okay. I don't know if it works. I don't even know. Oh yeah, it's on here. Oh, hello, she's alive. She's alive! So, AV, let's switch her on. We got sound, right? So I'm going to boot this in as close as I can. I know you're going to get a little bit of screen flicker, but I likely got this on the OBS software because you could have seen it. Now, obviously, you're not going to have this Model B MFS Turbo. You're not going to have that because that's due to the chip at the end of the day. So if I do the shift and brake, it brings up every single game that the BBC Micro has got, because obviously now the good old CRTV TVs. So obviously now there's pages and is 65 pages, 1 to 65 pages of games that there is, right? Tells you the company that made it. Chucky Egg. Yeah, I think I can beat you there on the old Chucky Egg. So I might have to go through. I think there was a search. Press that for help. So obviously we've got this is how the old teletext used to come up. So if you looked at the old teletext, this is how teletext come up on the old things on there. Obviously it gives you the instructions. Now that screen flicker is due to the refresh rate that's causing the issue. So you'll have to bear with us. Right. So everything's going to be in synced in order for, you know, obviously you've got all your odds and you've got your evens. So let's go find Chucky Egg. So we've got to go A, B, C. right? And Chucky will be CH. Crazy Bird, Cosmic Hackdown, Colditz Avenger, I can't remember. Chess, here we go. So, we've got Chucky Egg right here. It'll even load up like a tape. So, yeah, the chip's doing this, so don't worry about it. What's that? So it thinks it's loading up as a tape. Obviously, here you go, Chucky Egg, right? This was my all-time favourite game. When I used to have at school, I used to have this one at school. Now remember, it won't come for the TV. You won't get sound coming through it because it always went through the BBC Micro. So on that front, but people run away with the idea. It looks lovely and crisp on there because I've recapped this, and it's at a completely run-down full service. I like the Boffin and Castle quest too. I haven't played that one, so on that front, but we can give this one a go. How many players? We'll go one player. Player one. So if I remember, it would be ZX for that. No, it wasn't the ZX. It'd be odd numbers on here, wouldn't it? Space bar. Yeah, AZ. You can't beat the original hardware. Oh, balls. Actually, what am I fucking about? I've got the controller. Oh, for crying out loud, I forgot. Controllers don't work. Well, that one went down to it, did it? Anyway, we come out of it, we go back into it. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, you guys wanted me to type a code in. Let me go back and filter that code, right? Now, as I said to you, it's in black and white. But I've done a little mod on there so it comes in colour, right? Even though it's coming out in that, you have to type a code in and then it brings the colour section up. Otherwise, it'll be like, it was just because BBC was always grey. The only thing I can't get for this, which I'm after one, is the Cub monitors. So that was the one I was really after. So I'm going to type this in, right? So this is going to be 10. Now, obviously, this is Stuart that told me to write this one in. So I'm going to mode. This brings me back to the old typing days. The 4x, which equals 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 0, VDU. Oh, hold up. Let me go back. VDU. Yeah. VDU 19. And we've got the little run mark on that front. Yeah. Cool. RND. And then we've got to put a little mark on that front. Yeah. Cool. 8. We're going back to the old days now. This brings it really does bring it back. And then again, comma RND. Again, comma 8. Finish that off. So we've got 2 of them, and then we're doing comma 0, 0. So how many zeros have we got? We've got 3 zeros, right? Okay, 3 zeros, and we've got 40. Yeah, and then next, and then if I remember, you have to type the word run. We've got a problem at line 10. So it's got 1 to 10. Oh, I didn't put the 1 to 10 in. Sorry. So good thing is you can go back and rectify it. So yeah, the one x1, 2, yeah. So I think it was shift and then copy. How did do you know what? I haven't used one of these for ages. Where was that? Yeah. So how do I go back? Because obviously I fucked up here along the line. Obviously I didn't put a space here. I was supposed to put a space up when Stuart told me to put a space in. I actually forgot I had to go back in. Go to show how long ago I used this. I can't think the space after that. Yeah, I think I need to do it. I think what I've done, I've cocked up with this with the connection, but there was a way of actually copying it, copying the texts, so you didn't have to type it again. I don't know if it was the shift, and then basically it used to copy, holding it down, and I forgot how to do it. I think it was Control and C. No. Tab Shift. No, it ain't that one. That's bugging the life out of me on that front, because obviously, do you know what? I'll skip it and just try that again, right? I think I've got to put a space in, right? It's not, like you said, this is what it was like learning the code back in the days. When you was younger, it used to be like second language. So I'm going to just put mode. I'm going to type this in again, mode 220. And you ain't got to worry about shifting and all that, because obviously it's all on there anyway. It does it automatically. So, you know, this is how the code used to work to write to the RAM. Because the RAM was only temporary. You can only store only so many kilobytes in. So 224x, which equaled 1, 2. That's it. So it's 1, 2, 3, 3, 0. VDU, right? I'm going to type that in. VDU 19, comma, RND. Yeah. And then that's the line. 8. That kind of, comma, RND. RND. Then again, same thing. 8. That's. And then 3 zeros after that, so it is 1, 2, 3. Cool. Yeah, and then that one will be 40. That's it. That's better. And then next. Hopefully that should now do it. Now I can type the word run. No. Still got a problem at line 10. So obviously that line didn't like that on that front. And I followed that exactly. Or list 10. Yes. Right. I've list 10. Typed that in. That's the code I've typed in. And I followed that word for word. So I've typed the list in to actually get that in. So we've got line 10 on that. So, but we've got the code up and I've typed that in. I've got the space and I copied the space, what Stuart said. So there's obviously something's not right here, but I have copied that word for word, what Stuart said on that front. Or type in list 10. Yeah, type the list 10 in. So obviously that brings it back up to where it was. But if you type in star run, bad name. Just got one. No, just says there's a line. So that code should have worked. Normally you just type the word run and it works. Press control and copy. Yeah. Control and copy. Yeah. Or just copy the same models. Right, okay. So yeah, control. Pico repairs. Press the control and copy. Control copy. Control copy. Oh, control and copy. Sorry, my friend. Yeah, that bleeps. There you go. Control and copy bleeps. So basically now that should bring that back, shouldn't it? So how do you paste that back? No, I forgot how you paste it back. Was it Control and V? No. Shift. Ah, Shift and V. Was it Shift and V? Oh, it didn't like that. Got the code back anyway. But that did beep when I pressed Control and copy. God, these days. Obviously, this is another reason why. Going back to the days on there. No. So, Control and V. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was Control and V. I pressed Control and V. Nothing. We got a blank screen. Mistake. List 10. Bring the code back up, right? Control and V. Control is copy. Control and V. Press Control and V. Goes to a black screen. So all it does just brings up a blank screen. Don't bring nothing else up. So that really should have brought some of the coding up. Yeah, see? Even when I press Control V on that, I know nothing about these machines, so you Carrefour. Yeah, the text with it, yeah. This is what the BBC Micro was like. You have to be precise with, as far as I know, you have to be precise with the Micro. And again, the Spectrum was more finicky than this, because if you'll get a thing called syntax error, basically means it can't understand the command. You have to put a certain command in for it to be read at the end of the day. Obviously, if I press Control and V, obviously now it's you know, it just goes straight to a blank screen. But the TV menu choice on these, yeah, you meant to me be able to copy the lines easier on C64. See, that the C64 was a lot easier because, like you said, you usually just hold down copy, right? If you hold down the word copy and use the actual the direction keys, it usually just copy the top line. You can't do that with the Micro. It doesn't work like that. You have to use a command. These were done in. This is why the school. But then the school wasn't teaching you code. It was teaching you to learn, and it was learning obviously the programs on here. Yeah, Daredevil Dennis. Fuck me, I haven't seen that game for a while. Great game that is. This was really hard. I remember playing this at school, so I won't get done for copyright because these games obviously don't exist no more. And I can't skip out of it. Oh yeah, there you go. Press the space bar. Right, so we've obviously got... I think you edited it to 10 if you wanted to go back to the edit code. Obviously, now with this, you've got to get your bike over the objects and not get hit by any of these. And this was a nightmare to play. You've got a brake and then acceleration. That's all you've got. There's no direction. See, like that. You only get 3 takes. I think return was the brake. Yeah. Done that one, yeah. That's how hard this is. I'm on scene 2 now, and I got 50 points for that. At the end of that, this fucking was it. You've got to time it where you miss all of these. So as you're going up, you've got to wait for it to get there and then go. I've just about done that. Now I've got 130 points. You can see what I mean. I think how hard this game is. Prime example. But yeah, absolutely. I think there's every single game on there. Castle. What was that other one you said, Worms? That you said on there? I don't think I played that one. I forgot what one it was. Let's go back to your previous messages. Oh yeah, that's it. The Boffin one, wasn't it? Boffin and Castle. Let's have a look. Right, let's go back because I'm skipping pages here. Right. Boffin. So it's B-O. We got B-O-F-F. So I've got to look for B-O-F-F. Boffin. Here we go. We've got Boffin 2 there as well. So we got Boffin 1 and Boffin 2. Yeah, so did you play both of them? Because it looks like you've got 2 versions here. Oh, number 1. Right, cool. Boffin. I think so. Well, we'll soon find out. Press the Cave 1. I've never played this game, so obviously, shame you can't see the bloody colours. But I'm getting as close as I can. It's lovely and clear on this little CRT. So it looks like I've got a jump or something. Yeah, you have a brolly to stop him from falling. Ah, right, okay. Right, return is jump. How the bloody hell do you put the brolly up? I've got this. I've got this from a blast from the past. I've never played it. Obviously, we've got the jump. It's hard. Yeah, it fucking is. I don't know. I don't know the controls. Obviously. I love the noises. You can't beat the noises, can you? Yeah, it's really hard to find on that one. So I see what you mean, but they had number 2 on there as well on that front. But yeah, you see what I mean though. But you can go with that for hours. Literally, it's 65 pages of games. Elite's on there, the original Elite. Now there is a version 2 Elites on there. The other Elite for the BBC Master because it had more RAM. So it's not only faster, but it had a little bit of speech, only ever so slight, on the master version. Is the game's on there? Worms on there? Worms. Actually, let me have a look. Hold up. W. S. Yeah, unless you mean the thing. I don't think there is. No, we got Whoopsie. We got Whoopsie. We got Wiggles. We got Winter Olympics, Warlords. We've got, what else we got? Web Runner. Wheeler Dealer. Wheeler Fortune. Repton. Now, Repton was a good game. That was bloody hard now, that Repton. No worms on there. Sorry, worms. There ain't no worm games named after you. Repton. Right. I had to collect diamonds. That was bloody hard. That was. If I remember, you have to move the boulders, and you get a boulder come down on your bonce and squash you with Repton. Rocket Man, yeah, it was. I thought it was Repton. So we got Return of the Warrior, Rev 5. That's a here's Repton. I see it. Repton. This is classic. Fucking hell, do you know what? It's so ear piercing, that speaker. It's unreal. Anyone here played the game called Lero? No. It was on DOS. I didn't play, no. I've got all the DOS games. I've got every single DOS game on there. So it'd probably be on there. I'll have to get that one a go car for. I think I could put that through the, I could dig the leads out. But hold up a minute. This was Repton. This don't look like Repton. I thought it was what's named on it. Press control. Oh, I was going to say. Oh, that was a loading screen. I thought, hang on, that don't look familiar. That's nothing like Repton. I remember Repton. It's a little bloke walking around with his little arms flapping around. Press the space to start, or press P to enter a password. Right. You know, you remember that? Yeah. The Galaforce. Yes. That's the one. This is the one. Yeah. Fucking hell, that lad. Right, hold up. I've got. Right, that's. I can't go down more. Hold up, I have to go to the side. Oh, you can't go down because it's the wall. So you have to go in the harsh sections. Oh, well, no. Fuck me, that speaker's so loud, it's ear piercing. You have to dig. Here we go. Hold up. What buttons did I just press there? Ah, it's the ZX. So it's the ZX, the start, and the little one. Oh, it's like a maze. Yeah. These bring back, you know, these take back to the old games. A game was a game then. It's a puzzle thing for kids. Yeah, I forgot. But that music, I think, I can't make that music. I think that music will go through your brain. Oh, for fuck's sake, what happened? Did I press a key? I'm fucking, yeah, I knew it. Yeah. I don't know what I touched then. I think I covered it up and I pressed the escape key, it come out and it crashed. See, I think that music, I went quick, cover that music up. And you can't turn these off. The speaker on it's so loud. Unbelievable. So, yeah, actually, but great game though. Actually, great game. Oh, hang on. Why does it come up Del? What? Oh, here you go. Press. If that ever gets jammed up like that, you know what that was, didn't you? That was stuck in its code. So obviously part of that was in the RAM. So the only way to clear that, you have to press Control and brake to actually come out of it. But absolutely, you can have a blast of these things. Literally, this is what I said about. And I'm running all of that on a USB Type C on 5 volts. It's absolutely, and it will never get hot. And I could literally just run that on 5 volts all day. So never have any issues there. Anything else, guys? Is there something that you wanted to see that you ain't seen for years? I mean, obviously, not everyone's got their hands on a BBC Micro. Fucking that cracked me up. I didn't expect to do that, and then it crashed. It crashed the game. So, oh no, quick. I can't remember the Elite. Yeah, I think it was Elite. Defender. Comes under E. A, B, C, D, E. So it'd be under E. Hold up a minute. Oh, where's the E's? Right, okay. A, B, C, D. Here's Defender. I see Defender on there. Duck. E. Here's Elite. See it. And there is Elite there. There's another one there for, it says it on there, for the enhanced version for the BBC Master. So it won't work. It'll crash if I click on that one. There's the Elite on there. And every single game. So you think that if you have to go out and buy these on the BBC Micro for a floppy, not only is the floppy going to break at some point in its life, because it's obviously the chemicals are going to break down in the actual disc. It wasn't designed to last for 50 years, you know. At least this way, I've got the mod chip in there. I can now run all of the, every single game going. But this was bloody hard. But again, on the BBC, 1984, so fits right up in there. It's an awesome game. That plug. Yeah, that brings back the memories of the age I used to play on this. And like you said, it says, do you want to load as a new commander? No. So it says on there, press the space or fire. Now, I'm pretty sure... I thought these were working. They're like the controllers. Oh, yeah, they do work. Yeah, the docking music was awesome. Yeah, because it's got on there, present system leave, right, Commander Jameson, right. I thought this worked. Oh, fuck, what have I done? I pressed the buttons there. I've jammed it up. Oh no, that's it, I've killed it. I pressed the wrong fucking buttons on it now, and now the bloody controllers don't work on it, and I froze it all up. Hold up, let's push a button. One thing I love about the old BBC Micro was the old big chunky, keys on it on the front. No, it says it's docked, but how do you undock? Yeah, I forgot what they was called. Yeah, the C64 version had some kind of bug that you could actually feel your screen. What, on the actual on the Elite? Oh right, I've got every single game. I've got tape carts over there, so it emulates a tape, and I've got the C64 and it's got every version every single game that you can think of, it'll be on there. And again, I've downloaded it. And this is what I'm going to do to the Switch. I'm going to dump it. I'm going to make it into, once it comes back tomorrow, hopefully, because that's what I paid for. This is docked. I can't get out of dock. And I don't know how to get out of bloody dock. F1 key. Press, it don't matter. I pressed F0. It took me back to Elite. But it says it on there, it's dots, so it says press I. Yeah, I've got to press the F keys. Right, food. How many quantities of food? Sell cargo. Press L. No, not working. Launch. No, I'm docked for some reason. I'm actually equipping the ship. That's the galactic charts. I'm pressing all the F keys. So obviously tells you, obviously I must be docked into one of their dock things or something. Oh, there we go. We're at. So I've gone back to it. Now we're sort of. Can I use the joystick? No, you can't. So these are different views from the ship. Stump. Obviously I can't use, I've got the bloody track things in, it should have detected the joysticks. I bet it's got to be configured or something, or set up. Normally the joysticks actually do work. The keys, the arrow keys. Right. Forward, reverse. No, arrow keys ain't doing nothing, my friend. They're completely fake. Look, I'll show you. Look. I grabbed it from Google. Right. Okay. Well, obviously I'm getting fire. So A's fire. Whatever it is, P. The screen's getting bigger, so I must have gone forward, is it? W in it. I think you're right. I think it might be. Hold up. Here we go. So W. There we go. So S is reverse. So W is down. S is down. It's got a front view. Oh, hold up. And then you've got your pitch and roll. Yeah, Q and E. Right. Q and E. Q and E's not doing nothing. Q and E don't do nothing. So the S and W and S goes up and down. There's got to be another one on here. I'm just going through the keys. Well, I'm pressing U. That don't like it. No, don't like J. Press F for fire. No, A's for fire. Jump to engage. Right, I see. You're right, I see. Yeah, no fun. Oh, hold up. C. C done something. No, don't like that. C. Don't you have to? Oh, fuck me. Hold up. So F0 takes you back to the gaze of going back to where you're elite. You have to press F0, but the J is for hyperdrive. Yeah, I thought it was, but obviously you got to plan a map as that. No, I'm still docked at this bloody planet. Oh fuck, I've crashed. Oh, crashed. I went into the planet there, just, nothing's found. That went down well, didn't it? Obviously, pressing all the buttons obviously didn't help. Yeah, well, you can tell I've never played Elite on this before, because otherwise I would have crashed it. Oh well, I can see how you spent hours on it. I mean, I couldn't even get off the first part. It's not like the Elite today, you know, it's completely different. But that was comical, absolutely comical. But yeah, otherwise you won't get that. That's what you do. You can buy these chips. They're called It's called MFS Turbo. It's a turbo chip. But I think they're about 20 quid. They're not that dear. But if you've got a micro, but you need to still do a bit of modification inside, otherwise that chip won't work. So you need the chip and you need the RAM, the actual modules to put in that front. But absolutely, this is a blast. This definitely is a blast. Thanks for the trip down the old memory lane. Well, like I said, comparing that, you know, like you said, I don't mind actually pairing these up and giving it a go at the end of the day. These, you know, these things are like, these are actual a blast. Worms is still in here. I can just hook up the Commodore 64 sitting right there, and I've got all the carts on that front. But the BBC Micro, she's a lovely beast. Actually, you can't beat the old. I tried pressing all the buttons on the actual thing, but yeah, but yeah, I think that with the Micro, you literally cannot beat it. I think it's one of those memorable things, and that will never get hot. That would have been cooking by now, and these plastics are about that much thick, and that used to get red hot. How these things never melted back in the 1980s, I do not know. Yeah, these computers have worked, have been filling in for the rooms. But that's what I said to you now, isn't it? Out of all the presents kids get today, right, if you shove one of these under their nose, they'd say, what the effing hell is that? I ain't using that. I want an iPad. Go back to old memory lane. Go back down the route. As you just see, trying to type a code in. If you're not precise with the code, this will not work. It will just come up. It won't understand what you're trying to type in. The RAM is so precise on these micros, unbelievable. It's not like the Ataris or anything else. But the one good aspect, though, at least I can power it on a USB port. You know, a micro one at that. But again, you have got video out, so you can go composite. You've got RGB, or you could just go video out on that side, but I don't use that side on it. Oh, and it's got an RF shield on it as well, so you can use the RF shield. If you have all the computers that worked, you can fill a room with the living room and set up and have them all running. Well, this is what I'm saying. I've got most of them. I have got most of them. That's just it. This is the reasons why I've got this. This is the reasons why I've called Retro Restores. I've literally gone back to the roots of literally setting all these up, and it'd be a blast to actually see it. And these are really lovely machines. I mean, I've really done a cracking job on this one. This one was really in poor condition. Look at it now. She's had a deep clean. She's had a full recap, power mod, chip mod. At the end of the day, I can't do no more to it. It's literally, like I said, I can cart this around now and run this just literally on 5 volts, which you couldn't do before. So I'm glad she's back up the way she is, but I haven't booted that up for quite a few months, so it was actually quite a blast to play. It's quite funny to play that. But some of the games, I love Chucky Egg. I think it's all my all-time funny ones on there. I have got that on cassette, but I've got it on Spectrum, which is up here. Because I've got a lot of cassette ones up here. Well, I did have the cassette. Where the hell is that gone? Is that Chucky? I can't remember. It's hiding somewhere. I'm not pulling half it out because I've got too much on there. But I've got it, guys. Seriously, it's somewhere up there with all the other stuff. Because I've got a lot of Spectrum cassettes with on that front. But where's the bloody cover? I had the cover for it a minute ago. Oh yeah, she's over here. I know I had this cover made up. Someone made this cover up for us, and they charged me. I had to get this done in America, and the cover for it, it's a proper cloth cover, and it was about 30 quid, but it was worth it. But it's got the lovely BBC Micro logo on it, and it's hand stitched in. It was done by machine, and then she finished it off by hand. Done a great job on it. I was well pleased, and it covers all of the back, so it just stops all the dust from going on it. That was a right blast. Now I'm glad I got that one up and running. You know, on that front. But what's the time? I didn't even know what time. It's 10:27. Right, guys. I think it's 10:27 on there. So I think I'm going to have to knock this one on the head. But comparing, I was going to do a mod. Well, I was going to do a repair, but I couldn't find it. So that went down well, did it? But we still had a trip down memory lane, trying to play some of the old classics on there, on that front. But you know, like I said, so what I'll do tomorrow, I'll try and dig out some proper controls. I'd like to put it through the OBS, because the OBS will capture everything. But yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, that's all right. No worries, bruv. No worries. I'm just glad you all had you enjoyed for this stream on that front. But it does bring back good old memories. But I'm gonna go to bed now. I'm gonna have it. Thanks, Carfor. Thanks, Pico. Thanks, Worms. Thanks, Stuart, for popping in. Thanks for whoever else is hiding in the stream. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. So yeah, catch you later. Bye.